I've been thinking about something uncomfortable. You can't have everything all at the same time. You could have a great career. You could be a great parent. You could get really fit. You can build a business. You can have a social life. You can take care of yourself really well. But there's only 24 hours in a day. So maybe the goal isn't to do everything. Maybe the goal is to know what deserves your best. As someone who once had to cope with ADHD, I still tend to get quite excited about a lot of things. And that is both a blessing as well as a curse. Let me explain, because sometimes we're trying to get the life to work. I mentioned in the previous videos that I have this vision of who I'm becoming. Along the way, I'm thinking, okay, this would align with that will align with that, this new idea, yes, I'm so excited. I should plug this into that vision. This is totally for that vision. How am I going to do that? I need to learn this. So sometimes I think, and it's quite natural for us to think that the solution is to work harder. But it's not even about working smarter. It's actually more like deciding what matters most right now. Deciding what matters most right now is kind of like striking a balance between quite a lot of things. You've probably seen some kind of a strengths and weaknesses chart. In High Rocks, they have this diagram which kind of shows you, like, this particular athlete, how is he strong in the various stations. And ideally, you want to be some kind of an all-rounder. Ideally, you want to be able to fulfill all your duties as this version of self that you're becoming. I mentioned in the previous video as well, my children have their ideal educational pathways, which have certain cost. Someone could take this to mean that I'm going to put myself out there, I'm going to work myself, have just 4 hours of sleep to make the dream work, to give my kids the best possible life, to give my family everything they want. And while that sounds great, right? We've seen this in TV dramas way too much. This parent who wanted to be more for his kids ended up being further away from his family than ever because they don't see him. And one day he drops dead because of overwork. He didn't even settle a lot of the things on hand. And did he achieve much? Maybe there were certain hints at certain things, but these weren't ends that the kids could pick up on. Maybe he even left this world where the kids just dismissed him as a negligent dad without knowing how much effort he actually put in. So I would actually choose to see that very differently. For example, while it's great to work for the educational pathway and this whole encompassing vision, but there are upfront things that need to be taken care of. When you're making your plans, how can we achieve these upfront things and also this whole big vision? And that's what we need to actually do. Like, for those of you into trading and even training, all right, trading and training, interesting I made this comparison. It's really the same thing, because let's say some of you want to get faster in running, or you want to get better times in a hybrid race, and some of you who are into trading, you just want to become more profitable. It's very common athletes would hop from one training program to another, one ideology to another, as often as traders would jump from one strategy to a different strategy. And at the end of the day, you're not even a good experiment because you spent too little time in every little thing. If you add that up, worthless. This is where the Bruce Lee quote comes in very handy. Fear not the man who knows 1,000 different kicks, but fear the man who has done that kick 1,000 times. Or should it be 10,000 times? Correct me in the comments down below. When it comes to work, let's say if you're working import-export or trade finance or brokering commodities, some of you think that, okay, I want to make so much money, I want to make like all this, and therefore, you take every single fucking deal, right? Or a realtor takes every single fucking deal, townhouses, condos, detached houses for all the possible districts, because you've got all these freaking property listings like all over the fucking country from one state to the next. How are you going to structure your day? How many viewings can you structure in a day? Or let's say in the context of someone who is brokering international trading deals. If you're taking in all kinds of deals, what kind of depth can you possibly have in one area? Let's say someone asks you about EN 590. How much do you really know about it? If someone asks you about a different commodity, let's say a financial instrument, and you find that you don't even know the procedure well. So you've got a whole bunch of contacts, but you can't monetize a single one of them. Like, you've got a whole bunch of real estate listings, but you can't close a single sale because you can't even be there for the meetings. Fitness training. You want to get stronger, but for whatever reason, you're dabbling in Pilates, yoga, CrossFit, High Rocks type workouts, Olympic lifting. I mean, it's a freaking contradiction. The idea of that just doesn't make sense. Where's that going to lead? What are you going to have left? The point I'm trying to make is that, of course, you want to strategize how you want to handle all the opportunities in life and the opportunities that show up because you're proactively looking. Okay, like once you set this vision of what you want to become, you're going to find that, yes, this enforces my vision, that enforces my vision. But we're going to pick what stays, what doesn't. What we focus first, what we focus on later, what we focus on more, what we focus on less, what requires more of our attention and focus. Maybe there's certain things that require a bit more focus and freshness, and some things a little bit less. Some things are a little bit more repetitive in nature, that we can be structured differently. Some things get 100% of us, like when we were focused and fresh. Some things get 50% of us. Some things get 10%. And some things, not now. But the thing is, I want to emphasize, not now does not mean no. Maybe after this cycle, after this training block, after this chapter, after these things are handled, where I can hands off of that for a moment, let's see how I can review and reassess my time allocation. Maybe by then, the kids will be having school break. I don't have to make the morning school run, the afternoon school run. I have a bit more time to focus on something else. On day 6, we discussed, who are you becoming? On day 8, that discipline isn't punishment. And today, what deserves your discipline? You know why? Discipline without priorities can become efficiently doing the wrong things. Remember that. So maybe rebuilding your life isn't about adding more. Well, it can be, but not necessarily. Maybe sometimes rebuilding means taking things away. Taking away the things that drain you. Taking away the things that you're doing only because you think you should. But in actual fact, those things that you're doing that you think you should, it could be a task that you do for your kids that they don't even appreciate. Dad, I never asked for that. No one asked you to do that. Why do you keep doing it? I don't understand. And making room for the things that actually matter. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to know what matters today. Show up, learn, adapt, and keep going.